pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Ms. Samuels.
Member Long?
Here.
Member Williams? Here. Member Sanders? Here. Member Luna?
Here.
Member Pedrosa?
Here.
Mr. Chairman,
Attorney Deputy?
on the ordinance that they wish to bifurcate, I would ask at this time that the council request one new ordinance number. And you'd have to do that in the form of a motion.
So do I have a motion?
So you don't wanna do it when we get to new business?
No, we'll do it now so we can amend the.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Long?
make a motion that we amend our agenda tonight and that our ordinance 2025-13 be divided, the MVH and then the police training money be separate ordinances. So the MVH restricted fund would be 2025-14.
So 2828 and MVH restricted fund would be 220314.
It'd be 2025-14. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Mhm.
Who seconded? Carlos.
Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Samuels.
Member Long?
Aye.
Member Williams? Aye. Member Sanders? Aye. Member Luna?
Aye.
Member Pedrosa?
When you get to it now, Mr. Mayor, then you'll call each ordinance number separate for passage or whatever the council chooses. First, you'll say 25-13, and then whatever happens with that, then you'll go to 25-14.
So it'll be just a C, A, B, C then.
Right.
Okay. All right. Next on the agenda, we have a public hearing, resolution 2025-03, confirming rezoning for 2025-02 for Aurelio.
Anybody from the
Mr. Mayor, Council, again, I appreciate the time for your consideration of this project, the abatement. Again, we had talked about at the last meeting, these type of projects are more difficult these days with interest rates being high and with the increased cost of material and labor. They're good projects, they bring in nice tax dollars once they're completed, and I think they'll be a nice addition to the town, and they'll be a good partner as well. So be grateful for your consideration of this. And any questions you have, Mr. Mayor?
No public?
Question?
Yeah,
Councilman Luna?
just so I understand, on the top we got 2025-03, but then it says 2025-02.
Confirming it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
It's just a public hearing.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
No problem. Thank you for clarifying, Mr. Long. Any further questions? Public hearing going once, public hearing going twice, public hearing is now closed. Well, I, 1, 2, 3. Would anybody like to speak about this? Going once, going twice, 3 times.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the August 14th meeting?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman?
I'd like to approve the minutes from August 14th.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Samuels?
Member Long?
Yes.
Member Sanders? I went out of order, sorry. Yes. Member Williams? Yes. Member Sanders? Yes. Member Luna?
Yeah.
Member Pedrosa?
Yes.
Okay. Next, department head reports. We will start with the last one to come in. Walter.
You're fine.
We'll go ahead and hand these printed copies.
I'm sorry, sewer, did I say stormwater? It's sewer, yeah.
Sewer rat?
Same, just one's a little thicker.
It's this.
That's the way.
Okay. Good afternoon, council, good afternoon, mayor. Under employees, we've been focusing a lot of our time in setting our lift stations, performing inspections and jetting sewer lines, as well as assisting other departments in various jobs. In projects, you see our continued projects that pretty much always on there year round. Under SSOs, I'll include that in my report here shortly. Under cleaning and videoing in conjunction with the sewerette, you're gonna see a footage there, that's gonna be for the last 30 days. Since I made my last report, that number is exceedingly larger than that, however, I just included what I did in the last 30 days there. 4,848 feet of 8-inch pipe clean, along with 862 feet of 10-inch pipe, for a total of 5,710 feet. Another new report under the Vector truck, under number 1, earlier this month, an emergency job was done to repair a large sinkhole that appeared in front of 2851 DeKalb Street. Unfortunately, our excavator does not reach the depth required to fix the break. LGS was then contracted to repair the issue that same afternoon. After exposing the pipe, it turns out that the lateral to the home was broke, along with some cracks in the city's 10-inch sanitary main. A section of about 15 feet was repaired, along with the lateral stub to the resident's home. The sanitary line was then jetted to remove the sand that was entering the pipe. I'll also have this line recorded as soon as my camera truck gets back from repair. Unfortunately, this is now the 3rd repair in this specific sewer line that we've had to do in the last 15 years. I hope to have this line slip lined in the future, if we're able to, with the repair that's been done over the years. The slip lining would take place from DeKalb Street on 29th all the way to Central Avenue. Any questions that you guys might have on that?
Hey, Jeff.
Okay, going to number 2, on 8/19/25, we received heavy rainfall that totaled roughly 6.35 inches. A lot of that was in a few hour window, causing the sanitary system to be completely overwhelmed. Unfortunately, an SSO, sanitary sewer overflow, occurred because of it. The overflow happened on East 25th Avenue, just roughly 150 feet east of Clay Street. The event lasted from about 5:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Item was immediately notified of the situation and a report was made. After the system caught back up, I dispatched the guy to the location to clean up the excess water using our backup truck. The area was clear of overflow by 6 p.m. that afternoon. Unfortunately, this was our first overflow in many years of that magnitude. Ever since they did what they did at the river, when they took the dam out, that significantly dropped the river, which you guys know, so I don't really get a lot of I&I. But when you get that much rain in that little bit of time, I mean, it's just an act of God at that point. You just gotta deal with it. Any questions on that?
Walter, I got one issue.
Yes, sir.
The stormwater water infiltrating into the sanitary overflow, do we have a project in mind to,
So
that's rainwater that's supposed to be separated, why we have a stormwater tax?
yeah, so a lot of the city is clay tile. It's not peat, it's old clay tile, mainly 8-inch, and we've separated the system completely from my understanding. However, with those when the water table's high, you have clay tile line, you're gonna get what they call I&I infiltration into your system. And, if there's manholes that have, large pig holes in it, anything to get access to that water, I mean, it's gonna get to the system, so. Over the years, as part of the compliance plan, item required us to fix, I think it was a total of like 60-something manholes and seal them completely. We've exceeded that by over 40, we're like at 100-something now, and we move along as we find them. But unfortunately, I mean, I haven't yet sealed the entire system completely, which causes, I&I with high water table.
That's good you guys got out there quick to clean it up. That's good.
Moving on to number 3, on 8/21/25, I was made aware of a large sinkhole just east of our 21st and Park lift station, right behind the high school baseball scoreboard. right around the corner. It turns out the 12-inch sewer main that heads from west to east collapsed just about 40 feet before the lift station. Again, in this situation, LGS was contracted to make the emergency repair as our equipment was not enough to reach the break, it was too deep. They had to battle sand and high water table in order to accomplish this. Ultimately, the dewatering equipment in our 4-inch bypass pump was used to handle the water and reach the break. A section of roughly 30 feet was replaced with PVC piping to solve the issue. After the repair was made, the sewer department cleaned out the wet well at the station to remove all the sand that was in there as a result of the break. The line was also jetted to remove all debris, so that should be good here in the future. Any questions on that one?
You guys did a great job with that.
Thank you.
I saw the hole was giant.
It was a rough week. Lastly, on a positive note, item has accepted my final report to close out the agreed order for the City of Lake Station. There are some stipulations in the meantime. From what I understand, after speaking with the item enforcement officer, we will have to wait until May of 2026, and as long as there are no major SSOs caused directly from a lift station failure, then the case would be closed out. This is something that we've been working towards for many years. I'm happy to report this positive news. This is something that we've been under for many, many years. When I first got hired here in 2009, working with Dwayne, we've had to do many, many upgrades to the system, and they give us a complete list of things to do, including replacing lift stations and sealing manholes and all kind of different tasks that we had to do over the years, and we've accomplished all those now. So they've accepted my report, and as long as there's not a direct lift station failure that causes a major backup, come May of 2026, they would close out that case. So that's good news for the city. Other than that, on lift stations, I'm just waiting on some parts to complete a couple of repairs at the following lift stations, which include 18th and Union, Revere Court, and 21st and Park. Other than that, that's my report.
Good job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Beautiful report, man. I'm gonna save this one. I gotta show this to my son. Say, look, the Walter thing.
Next up, we will go with Dwayne, product manager.
I'm gonna stand it. Well, good evening, everyone. The street department has been out chipping brush all summer. This has been a bad year, for the oak trees. Many have been dropping limbs, most of which have been full of carpenter ants. This has been exceedingly difficult for us, trying to keep up with other things. And just out of the blue, you'll get a call, limb struck over here. You'll cut that limb up, and by the time you get done with that, you get another call. It's just crazy the amount of ants and how they've been working. I don't know if it's because of the excessive dry weather or what the situation is. Maybe it's gonna be a very bad winter and something we don't know about, to tell our ancestors. The city experienced 2 large storms alone that had come through the area, dropping trees. Just at the lower level of Riverview Park, 5 very large trees had fallen and had to be cleaned up. 4 of them were oaks, unfortunately. I had the compost screener operating this year. I screened approximately 1,000 yards, of which 774 yards were able to be used as clean fill, and the remainder, is the garbage and debris that was left in it. Please keep in mind that this is product from the Jim Bush era and needs to show progress to the state that we are addressing, but it will take time. There's many piles out there that have this excessive garbage in it from the days prior to the green cans when it was just bags and the guys would flip it up into the truck and not pay attention what was in the leaf bags, and unfortunately the leaf bags became grass. It's a big difference this year, and you can see the piles that we've done within the last 5, 6 years, 7 years or so, versus the older piles. I mean, it's night and day, pile of garbage, this one's very little. You still get it today, but they try to pick it out either when they are dumping the can or they dump the truck. Naturally, you'll get some pieces underneath the pile and they dump the truck that they can't get to, and unfortunately, it's into the system. Of that, as well, I've screened about 400 yards of good compost for sale next year, which 24 yards of that were debris. So that's the good stuff, it's a lot less stuff in it, and I like to continue to reduce that debris amount. It appears that posting the no littering signs along the frontage road near the compost facility has been working so far. I've been sending a couple workers out fixing and replacing old stop signs. It appears that people are purposely bending signs over in areas of the city. I don't know why that's happening, but it does. There have been many stop signs that have lost their reflectivity or never had it to begin with, and we are addressing that as well. As I notice them, I let the guys know, and usually they just don't check the one and go around that area and get some more listed and replace them. We put them on the list and hit them all at once. So I did notice there was a bent over sign at Ridge Road in Arizona. Yes, thank you. And that's, yep, and I seen that today, and it's getting addressed at least tomorrow.
You didn't hit that, right, Mike?
No, I thought about it.
Well, we got to call in for locates before we put a pole in the ground. Not sure if anybody noticed the stop sign that fell over or was hit behind the bowling alley at Fairview and Pike Street. Now, here's a prime example of why you have to call in for a locate, and you have to wait till the locates are done before you put a pole in the ground. Directly underneath that stop sign was the gas main. Directly. That feeds to the bowling alley. If they had gone and pulled out the old one, put a new one in and pounded it down, it would have popped the gas line. It happened years ago over here, on Park side, on the road here, or from the street down. They drove it down without calling for a location right to the gas line. Unfortunately, companies are hired to bore gas lines, and they bore it underneath their signs. Now you're stuck, trying to find a spot to put the sign. Hopefully other utilities will allow you to fit in between. So, anyhow, that's just random. The leaf backs have been gone through, 2 are ready, and 2 are being worked on. One had needed a new clutch, and it's almost finished, and the other one needs a new impeller. The impeller has arrived and has a different keyway than the original, so it needs a step-up key, and it has been ordered and should be in soon. Cost for both repairs are approximately $6,500 range for both of those. I've done a brief inspection of the large V-box salt spreaders that the city has, 2 of which will require new augers installed. These V-boxes have been in service for 11 seasons, and corrosion has taken its course with holes eaten through. One V-box has never had, or has a new, or one of the V-boxes out of the 3 has a newer auger in it, so it looks ready to go. I've instructed the mechanic to get these orders so we have time to get them installed. As well, the bearings and grease lines will need to be replaced during this procedure, so it costs $9,037.37. Part of the job. The new claw bucket for the payloader has come in at a cost of just under $16,000, with the hoses needed adapted to the 2 loaders that the city has. The old bucket is taken out of service permanently. Upon inspection, the framing of the old bucket was found to be worn beyond repair, with no fixed steel left behind. This type of bucket is used to pick up large tree logs for disposal, and it has been much too dangerous to leave in service. Listed here, I didn't include anything to do with the garbage trucks. We had a garbage truck, one of the rear loaders go down a couple of weeks back. The oil system went out. That's been replaced and is back in service. We still got one sidearm truck that, after many years of compacting, because as they drive, they dump the cans, that compact is constantly compacting. It never really stops, keep compacting. water through the floor. Take water through the floor on a 9-inch so that you can replace, and now water through the floor on Jerry's truck, and the 16-inch place, and the next one will be in line with the next newest one. And just, doing business and I think it's cost of repairs. So here's this expense. So, I have.
You guys do a great job every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming for the report.
Next up, Chief Bazikis.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, residential fires, we have 2, vehicle fires 1, brush 1, rubber fires 4, Middle Pittsburgh 5, rescue calls 12, rescue calls 5, assist civilians 2, assist another city 2, natural gas leaks 1, utility calls 17, hazmat calls 1, fire alarms 6, disregard calls 1, false alarms 2. Total calls for fire 92, total calls for EMS 178, total monthly total 270, averaging 6.4 man hours per call. For man hours for 438.4. We had 1 investigation for 2 hours, and then just some of our totals for the year on EMS, we're at 848 calls, fire 339, total calls for the year so far is 1,187, averaging 5.9 man hours with 1,697 man hours, 2 investigations for 2 hours, and again at the death of 1 civilian fatality they had this year. I apologize. Things coming up, September 20th, the fire department is hosting the Lions Club for their dinner. We started working on having a trunk or treat on Saturday, October 25th. There will be some flyers sent out. We're also working on trying to get some business involvement. We're gonna have a chili cook-off. Hopefully I can get my department heads to come out to that, and we're working with Adrian on this as well as everybody else, so we're looking forward for that. I'd like to thank the public that came out for our open house we hadn't had one of those in a while. We had it up at the park this year. It had a really good turnout, and thank you for showing it to the public. We'll be starting our fire prevention program the first week of October, so we will be visiting all the schools within Lake Station and River District, and we will go through K through 2nd grade like we normally do, and we're gonna start working on that as soon as we start getting our numbers in to get it prepared and ready to go. Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes,
Do you have a date for the trunk or treat?
It's October the 25th.
Thank you.
Yes, it's gonna be 3 to 7.
Down the hill.
And it's gonna be at the lower level. Yes, Riverview Park, I'm sorry.
Any other questions? Great job, Chief Bazikis, the fire department. Next up, Chief Richardson, Police Chief.
Good evening, everybody, council. Calls for service, we had burglaries 15, criminal mischief 21, disturbances 187, drug cases 37, 3 homicides, 10 narcotics investigation. We've had 17 ODs, 2 rapes, 2 sex offenses. We had 88 thefts. We had 2 theft of firearms, theft from vehicle 18, auto theft, we've had 27, weapons offense is 19, for that total. For offenses that we had for the year is 5,345. Our total calls for service right now are 7,029. We've written 667 citations, 316 infractions, 122 ordinance violations, 82 misdemeanor traffic. I'm sorry about that. Miscellaneous traffic was 82. Our misdemeanor arrest was 50. Our felony arrests are 35, that was just for traffic. Our crime mapping, we had direct patrols in areas of 38 locations that we were working on in the area. Year to date for our detective division, approximately 215 cases were sent to investigation to the captain for review. 112 of those were handled by the captain or determined that investigation would not yield any further leads. 84 of those cases were assigned to detectives for investigation. 29 of those are still open investigations, and felony charges were filed on 16 cases. We just started a cold case division also. Being short-handed back there, these guys have really stepped up and done a fantastic job. We have about 12 cold case homicides that we are working on right now, and we have quite a few of those. It's got a lot of information coming through that's helping us further the investigations that we have. We also have a location that we're using for the DNA, which is a lot faster, and they can do the actual DNA of family to find out if there's cousins, brothers, whatever. We've been speaking with, I don't know if you guys, that lady that's on the TV and does all the family DNA things and tracks them down. So our detectives have been in contact with her. They've done a fantastic job in trying to do it. Right now, there's a major case that happened out of Riverdale, Illinois. And a body was dumped here in Lake Station, and they've got DNA evidence coming back on it, and they're tracking down the suspect, which is good. So, as you can see, I also sent out to you guys the type of crime mapping that we have. Our major areas that we have, primarily Ravinia Pines and the truck stops. The reason truck stops, there's a major theft ring going around that is hitting the truck stops. Gary and our location were the two largest that's been hit. We finally got a grant to put up 2 more cameras on the truck stops, which is tracking all the vehicles coming in and going out. Problem is we don't get the help from the truck stops. If we have to get any type of video footage or anything, we have to subpoena it, which takes us days, sometimes months. And we're doing it because what happens is it stems over in the other businesses that are there. But as of right now, the OPROW cameras that we got are actually doing a tremendous help for us in tracking some of these criminals down. We've already taken 1 ring down. There was about 4 people involved in that ring, and felony charges were taken to the prosecutor's office, and warrant arrest were issued for those 4 individuals. Patrol's been doing an outstanding job. As you know, we've had 3 officers that were out injured. That's been out, so we were down about a total of 5 officers at one time. Our captains, assistant chief and myself, been picking up shifts and working the road with the guys to make sure that we got shifts covered. So we're on the uptick now. So of course everybody knows in the summertime it gets busy, and to let the council know, if you guys have a problem or a question or something in your neighborhood doesn't seem right, or you get a constituent that calls you, call me directly right away. I put emails out immediately to the guys, and then I call the guys that are on shift, let them know that these calls are coming through. We handled the Miami Street. Actually went to the guy's house, had a conversation with him, and last month there's been no flying up and down the road, so, which is good. So the more that you guys can give us information, the more it helps us that we can pass down to our officers. We also targeted the last 3 weeks, 36th, 35th of Liverpool. We did 29th in Union and 29th in Warren. We've had major complaints in those areas. They're just blowing stop signs. Within 2 hours, they wrote 22 tickets on 29th Avenue.
Good.
They wrote 15 on Union Street. Our guys wrote 17 on 35th Avenue. So these guys are out hustling. You guys just gotta let me know where we have it, locations, and we'll handle it. So, and with that, that's all I have. If you have any questions.
Great report, Tim.
Thank you.
Chief.
Thank you for taking care of my process.
We call you correct? So we call you correct?
You know you always do.
Yeah, I can, Mr. Chairman, I can attest to Chief Richardson taking calls. he does do that, and, he's responded right back to me. That 35th and 36th Avenue, Liverpool, it's a drag strip in there, and,
And we talked to that kid too.
yeah, on the corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
We went in.
He's taking over the vacant lot across the street, it's kind of a, code enforcement issue, but,
We had a conversation about his driving, so, and I spoke
You
with,
see the tire marks on the street?
yeah, and I spoke with Code about it also.
Okay,
So-
great, thank you,
You're welcome.
thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor,
Attorney Deputy?
if I could address the chief, Maryville has passed an ordinance and mainly addressing the hotels, because sometimes they get as many as 15 calls a day from one hotel. Now, we don't have hotels or motels, but the principle still works, where you get repeat places like the truck stops, and they're allowed so many calls a month, and after they go there, those calls becomes an ordinance violation. In Maryville, it's a mandatory fine and cost of $689. And it encourages them greatly, the police themselves, and encourages them greatly for like the camera stuff that you have, and they're not cooperating. You get a lot more cooperation if they know they're gonna end up paying $689. Is that something that you think you would be interested in?
Yeah, I'd have to talk with our attorney that handles stuff, just so I can picture you, what legal right do we have on private property like that?
Well,
Can we,
yeah, you could certainly do that by passing an ordinance. That if you have, what this prevents is certain areas, and even could be used in domestics, where you get called back 20 times a month, the same people. And it becomes, after so many calls, it becomes an ordinance violation. And, it would certainly assist, in funding and everything else like that, especially if you were spending a great deal of police resources and time to monitor certain places. Truck stops have always been problematic.
right,
And this is something, and it started in East Chicago, and then, it's, Maryville adopted it. And so, if you are interested, I will,
can you send it to me?
yeah, and if you're interested in the council's approval and the mayor's approval, I'll present an ordinance to that effect.
Okay.
I think that there could be maybe something for fire as well, because we have a lot of offenders who burn in their front yards. And, I mean, it is a constant, it's the same ones over and over again. So, would that be possible to maybe do
Sure,
one?
absolutely.
Chief Ezekias, would that be something that you'd be interested in as well?
I think that's already in the ordinance.
Yeah,
We have that
I think
ordinance.
Jimmy and I have that in the ordinance already.
And the last, okay, the
Yeah.
one that was
I think
passed
that
a
one
couple
that
weeks ago.
just passed.
Yeah, it can't be in the front yard anymore.
But I mean, we have a repeat
Oh, you're talking about
offender.
repeat?
Yeah, I'm talking about repeat
It's in
offenders.
there, because we double the fines, because it gives the dollar amount on the fines too in it. Yeah, every time we go back, that fine goes up, every time, if they continue to do it.
So is
Ordinance.
the one on New York Street, I mean, is that,
Yeah.
I mean, are they paying fines?
On the corner, remember?
I don't know what happens when that goes to court, and I don't.
Yeah, we don't hear,
We don't get feedback on that.
we don't go to an ordinance court, we don't go there.
I'll have a talk with the judge Sunday when I see him, and I'll ask him.
Adrian's the prosecutor. That wouldn't call.
You said they can't have fires in their front yard?
No, you can't, we have an ordinance for it. You can't have a fire pit in your front yard.
Oh, okay, fire pit.
Yeah.
Fire pit. Cause I know a couple of people that do those, for the ones that you.
The
can
portable
do.
ones, yeah,
For the
they're actually, we're
Halloween and stuff
talking
like
brick
that.
with the ring,
Oh, okay.
yeah, they can't do it in the front yard.
I'm talking about an actual people burning trees down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
guy
the
was
problem
burning
with
trees
that,
down, yes.
is that they're actually burning trees down.
We wrote,
So that's what my concern is.
we wrote him several tickets.
Yeah, when the whole neighborhood on catches on
Yeah.
fire, that'll be,
I know.
I'm gonna give,
I got
I'm
a
gonna give
neighbor
you your
right
phone
now,
number when that
Fifth Avenue,
happens.
got a big tree laying in the yard, he been pouring gas on and setting it on fire, you can't even open the windows.
Great job, Chief Richardson, and to the fellow police officers as well. Everybody's been working very hard, understaffed, and, we are getting there. So thank you. Next up, Chief. Councilor Luna.
It's been a while, but good reports from everybody.
Yeah.
Very good reports. like them because they're in writing too. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Chief of Staff Adrian Vera.
All right, good evening. So I'll start off with a few things that, actually, you guys have a document in front of you with all the roads we've paved this summer. I'll start off with a few things that are not on this form because I ran out of time typing this up. But I wanted to just give a quick update on our City Hall building. A week from today, September 4th, a week from today, Shambaugh and Sons will be coming to replace 10 inch of sprinkler pipe. Or 10 foot. 10 foot, I'm sorry. The crack was probably 10 inch, but, the pipe itself, they come in like 10 foot, they're in 10 foot sections, so they're gonna come and replace that, and they're gonna do a full inspection on the rest of the sprinkler system throughout the whole building, and pressure test everything as well, and make sure we're good to go. If there's anything else found, we'll have it repaired right away. If not, right after that, it's time to start construction. Construction company, Belfour Construction company recommended to us from our insurance company. They're pretty quick, and they're gonna get started right away, so we're looking to be started probably the week of September 8th with, constructing, and we'll get in, back in City Hall, one office at a time. So we want to start off with the water department, or the sewer department office first, and we get that drive-through open first, which hopefully we can have that done by the end of September. So that's what's going on with that. Little League fall baseball is about to start. I don't have an exact date, but that, I think it's maybe 2 weeks from now, something like that. I'll message you guys a date or send you a flyer or something, but fall Little League baseball from, Calumet Region Little League will be beginning. They did have quite a few more teams this summer in the baseball league, so that's a good thing, and he tells me things are still going good, but the league is still growing little by little. We have more Lake Station kids starting to sign up and play Little League again, so that's a good thing. And, Halloween in the park, at Riverview Park, is a couple of days before the fire department's trunk or treat. That's gonna be Thursday, October 23rd, 5:30 PM to 8 PM. So that'll be the same as usual. We'll have constant hay rides going for the kids, trick or treating throughout the park, movie playing in the park, live music going on, some food and stuff, so. And there is no school the next day on Friday, so fall break starts the next day, Friday, here in Lake Station for kids, so. It is not a school night. So it's Thursday the 23rd, and tickets already, pre-sale tickets are on sale already, so if anyone wants to get some tickets ahead of time to avoid the long line, just call Lisa up at the park office. And yeah, let your people know for us. So that's that, and moving on to this list, I provided a list of all the roads that we have paved this summer. We have 21 roads total through a combination of 2 grants. One grant from 2024, which we were awarded that grant, I believe, in November, and another grant from 2025, we were awarded that grant in March, I believe. So through a combination of 2 grants, 21 roads, we paved all 20 so far. The 21st road, which saving the best for last, which is Ridge Road.
The big.
Yeah, 1.25 mile of road. All 4 lanes are going to be repaved, including aprons on both sides of the road, the north side and the south side. Those are all getting paved. And that's our last project, which is going to begin, Milestone won the bid for that, and Milestone is looking to start beginning that project on September 3rd. Wednesday, September 3rd. They're gonna start on the outside lanes first, then they'll work their way in. Also that day, of course, we are gonna do a little groundbreaking event over there. Actually, right by, we'll start it over by, Mike Deputy's office, near Arizona Street. So that event's gonna go, 10 AM that day. And anybody else that wants to come over, come on over. The mayor will be there, myself, some department heads, Mayor Holbert, Lake County Commissioner Kyle Allen will be there. And we're just having this groundbreaking event, we're excited, and we just wanna show the unity we have, between Lake Station, Holbert, and Lake County. We're excited and happy that we were able to go and work together, Lake County and the city of Holbert, and come and pitched in and helped us with, getting Ridge Road paved, so.
Thanks, Carol.
So, yeah, we wanna show,
I'm sorry, excuse me, what was it, thank you, Carol, for?
She commented last week that she lived in Holbert.
Oh,
When we were talking about Holbert 28.
Okay.
We talked about it last week.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Vera, please
So,
continue.
yeah, so we're excited to work together with
Moving
this
forward.
big project on farm. In the area, because you guys all know. So on this list is a list of all the streets we're paving. The total for these projects is $1.785 billion, so getting close to $2 million of road paving for these projects, and with our 50% match, through the CCMG Community Crossing Grants, they're taking care of 50% of that, so Lake Station, our match would be $892,000, so, which is one of the things on the agenda tonight, as you guys know, to get some more money appropriated, just to pay our match. So, plenty of money in the fund, just need a little more money in the budget. All that equals to about 5.335 miles of streets, so about 5.3 miles of road paved, so, that's all I have.
Questions for Mr. Vera?
Hey, Adrian, Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Long?
you said 2.25, is 1.25 on your list? That Ridge Road from Vincy all the way to 65?
Oh, yes, it is,
2 mile?
that's a type error.
That's all right. I was following you and your typing was different in your voice.
Well, we're going all the way to 65. That's a type error, yes,
Yeah, no problem.
2.25 miles.
No problem. Great job, Adrian. Great job.
Yeah, great job. Chief Ezekias would like to add, something else?
Yeah, I forgot to bring this up, Mayor, which, you already know about, and, Adrian and the council should know about it too. I had reported in, one of our meetings, a few months ago that we should have, taken delivery on our, new fire engine in September. I had a phone call, last week from the manufacturer, and due to supply chain issues, we will not be taking delivery on that until, second quarter of, 2026.
I have something I'd like to add too, I forgot to mention. Council, if you guys get any calls regarding sanitary sewer issues, please call me direct. A lot of people, residents, they're unaware of how things work when it comes to sanitary issues. If you're having any problems at their homes, usually they call a plumber first, without having myself or somebody else from my department go out there and check the sewer line. And they're paying these plumbers, God knows how many hundreds of dollars, when, potentially it could be just a small plug on our side that we just have to go and clean out, and it would end up saving them a lot of money. So if you could inform that, if you guys do get any calls, that our services are free, we're 24/7, there's always somebody on call. Have them call the city first to ensure that it's not a city backup before they spend the money for a plumber, because once they do that, they're pretty much just out of pocket for that money. So if we can inform the residents, that would be a help.
Thank you. All right, very good reports, gentlemen. Next up, petitions. Petitions going once, petitions going twice, petitions closed. Remonstrances. Your monstrous is going once. Your monstrous is going twice. Your monstrous is closed. Public statements. Public statements going once. Public statements going twice. Public statements going 3 times, which is closed. Next up, we have unfinished business. Ordinance 2025-11, additional appropriation for general fund 101. This is the second reading. It was tabled. Do I have a motion to untable? All right, fantastic. Ordinance 25-11, additional appropriation, general fund 101, second reading is now tabled.
It's still.
Yes. New business, resolution 2025-3, confirming resolution 2025-02 for Aurelio.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman,
I can make a motion to pass resolution 2025-03, confirming resolution 2025-02. Mr. Aurelio.
Second.
any discussion? We have heard from the representative from Aurelio earlier. Is there any further questions that the council has for him?
Get her done.
And we're not, we'll get right on it.
All right, any more discussion? Okay, roll call, Ms. Samuels.
Member Long?
Yes.
Member Williams? Yes. Member Sanders?
Yes.
Member Luna?
Yes.
Member Pedrosa?
Yes.
Resolution 2025-03, confirming resolution 2025-02.
Congratulations and welcome to the city.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, B under new business, ordinance 2025-13, additional appropriation for LLC funds. Councilman Long?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Long?
I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-13. It's an additional appropriation for the LLC CE Fund 2228.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman?
is this something that the state is forced on you, Jimmy? Is this additional training that is required by the state? We had 15,000 in training in the budget, and we haven't even used that for this year.
Well, that's actually split between the court and I, the 7,500 for that line item. That's a different thing, it comes from the courts. So that line item, 15,000 is split between us and the courts. I get 7,500, they get 7,500.
Oh.
The LLC from the 228 is a non-revolving account that is made from the police department, off reports, bin checks, salvage bins, crash reports, all that money is ours. It's not state generated funds. It's my fault because last year you guys approved the appropriation and I didn't go and add it onto the budget to keep that line item at that same appropriated level. So that's all it is. It's, you guys made so back in January, it reverted back to 100, so we had to add the additional on, and that's all this is.
Okay.
Councilman Luna?
And that, you said, that's for training, right?
Training and equipment.
And equipment.
Correct. So I can use that for vehicles, I can use that for any training we send our guys. Anything that we have to use that involves training equipment, I can use that line item for.
All right. Would you have a time let us know what you're spending it on every day?
Area. Yeah, Brenda can give you that information, so.
Good idea. We don't get any. That's why
Well, they're not state funds either, so.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with state funds, and I can't use it for payroll, I can't go in and give a pay raise for that, I can't do that, that I cannot do.
Yeah, we understand, but we don't know what you're taking, it's revenue that you've generated with reports and
Correct.
I get that part.
Yeah.
But a little bit of communication between the fiscal body and the executive body would be very nice. That way we don't have questions from residents and people in the city ask. You get a new cop car, we get a new truck, we buy a new piece of equipment, somebody calls me and says, hey, where we get, I thought we were broke. I said, what are you talking about? So that's kind of where we're at, with just not knowing, so. That's all I have.
Councilman Long, do you have my phone number?
I think so.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
You have mine?
Sure do. And
When
if I
we
have a
spend
question,
it,
I absolutely will
reach
call
out,
you.
reach out and talk to the president, he'll share it with the rest of us.
And I have, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, Ms. Samuels?
Member Long?
Yes.
Member Williams?
Yes.
Member Sanders?
Yes.
Member Luna?
Yes.
Member Pedrosa?
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-13, additional appropriation LLCP Fund 2228.
Mr. Chair? I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules for.
I wanna mention, you don't have a public hearing yet, so if you suspend the rules, you still can't pass it.
Oh, okay.
So you might as well wait till the next,
Okay.
we needed 10 days in between
Okay.
is all. Just like,
Thank you.
And you would call for 2025-14.
For MVH Restricted Fund 2203, first reading.
For the record, this has been bifurcated.
before the next meeting, I will redo both the ordinances, you both see
Great.
what you voted on today
Great.
separately.
Thank you,
Do we have any discussions?
Yeah, I just have one question.
Councilman Moon?
I know you're asking for $1 million, but what is the amount? I know you know what the amount exactly would be.
$892,000.
So that was that.
Yeah.
So just a trivial question. Would it have been easier just to say the 892 we need, if you need more later, then ask us later for something else?
If I may, it's always easier to just round up. We have the cash in the fund for the new additional appropriation. We wouldn't like to come back to you with council, ask for more money if it's $1 more than 892,000. We would have to come back.
Yeah,
That's why we
It's all right.
started off.
We don't understand, that's why I'm asking.
We don't mind, come on back.
But it does cost more to advertise the additional appropriation in the newspapers.
Well, we have the money in the fund, let's advertise.
Mr. Chairman, if I could add, we're on a little bit of a time schedule with these grants, so after they're done and we get invoiced, we have to get them paid. And we have to provide that with proof that they've been paid, we have to fill out documents, and if we miss a deadline, they won't give us our refund, our 50% reimbursement. So we are on a timeline to get these projects paid for and processed and finished, so that's really one of the main reasons why, yeah, I'd like to, at the time, I figured we'd be in the ballpark of 900,000, maybe a little more, so we just rounded up to $1 million. But obviously, we're not gonna need that much, we just need 892,000.
Mr. Chairman?
Councilman?
The 892.5, is that with the 300,000 that Hobart and the county are pitching in, or is that gonna be 592 with the 300 taken away? So if it's, 600,000, that's a lot less than 1.3. You got 300 in MVH restricted now, 300,000. You're needing $1 million, that puts you to 1.3, and if you really only need 592, why are we asking for $1 million? Just because it's a nice number?
Oh, because we anticipate paying the full price up front. And then once we get the reimbursement, then we'll end up with
That's not the total cost. The 1785 is what the total is that we have to come out of pocket. And then when we get the reimbursement, you lost me somewhere. I'm trying to take that 300,000, you got 300 in there now and $1 million,
yeah.
So.
But the 300,000 at the time when we were getting ready to do this wasn't guaranteed.
Right.
I mean, we had We had agreements in the works, but until we actually have the money.
You got the checks yet, Brenda?
Which,
Over to the county?
we only got one so far.
Okay.
The
So
county.
I wanna have the money appropriated and ready just in case something crazy would happen.
And your notices do take 10 days prior to the public hearing, and I can notify them today, but it may take a week before they put it in paper, and you got 2 newspapers, which is why our public hearings on these things isn't until the next meeting, because it was just too close on time. So you got that time factor there too, and you want to make sure it all gets approved and goes through, and they can't spend more than what they got.
Well, we keep doing the additional appropriation and Mr. Dalton comes and tells us we have money in the fund. Yeah, we have money in the fund because we've got the water sale money that's in the general fund that we're also using. But we don't, I sent an email to Brenda today to ask her, I know it was late notice for her, she probably wasn't able to do it, but, you know, we're asked all the time, are we just blowing that money? They see a new truck go by, they see something new, you know, they see the roads getting paved. Are we doing that with the water money? And I don't know, it's in the general fund, that's where we put it.
You
Other
can't-
than
there's no
what we
way to break
invested.
that down. There's
Pardon?
not,
Yeah.
the money goes into the general fund, and when you guys appropriate it all, there's not just this much from the water, and here, we took this much to do that. It's not broken down that way,
Right.
so I would never
wouldn't
be able
know.
to give you that.
Yeah, so,
Right.
but we know we don't have, the number that's in our appropriation is, or in our appropriation report.
I'm just saying that report you're asking for, I wouldn't be able to do
Yeah,
that. There's not-
it says a total of 14 million, but, you know, our general fund's only 4.7, you know, but the water sale is the rest of it, you know, so, but we never had that kind of money for years until we sold the water, so,
Since I started.
Well,
yeah.
I like to make sure council knows that, none of this money is water sale money. This is, money that's sitting in the MVH restricted fund. This comes from the state. None of this can be used for anything else besides road paving. That's why it's restricted.
But the general fund can transfer in, to give you additional appropriation, can come from the water money, that, because that's all in the same checking account.
Still a different fund.
Still
It
different
still has to
funds.
come to you to move
Sure,
money,
sure.
transfer it, or even, it's not even just a transfer usually from fund to fund, it's usually a temporary loan, you guys have done a few, and it gets paid back. It's not been just here, give that fund cash, and it would have to come to council.
Yeah, this is money we've been saving up for the past 3 years. We've been doing our paving projects, but we've been making sure in the fund, we leave a little bit of money, leave 100,000 this year, leave 200,000 next year, leave another 100 this year. Leave some money in that fund so that fund can grow a little bit, and now we're prepared to get Ridge Road paved.
Councilman Luna?
Yeah, I give you my math. So the 892, we already have 150, right? From the county.
Yes.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying about rounding up, but maybe I'm old school, 892.50 rounded up is, okay, let's say 900,000. We already have 150, not a million. But it's there for payment, I understand, but there may be something that comes up, you know what I mean? So let's say we said yes to the million. Where does that 107?
One other thing you're not thinking of?
Wait, I'm not done yet, Brenda. I was asking Adrian, checking, but you can answer, you probably know. Where does that 107.5 million go? I mean, 107,000. Where's the city then, since we approved it?
Talking to me here. I don't know anymore. I just wanted to say the 150,000 that we got, you guys approved for us to get that.
Yeah,
The
no,
other
I'm good with that.
150, it goes in there, but you haven't approved for it to be spent.
Okay.
This is approving the
Okay,
expenditure.
so say 900,000, where does the 100,000, because you guys want a million, if we're not doing nothing right now with it, why do we have to move it if we're not doing nothing with it yet? Just stays there, or if you need it in the future?
I'll break
Because he
this
even
down.
said that we save every year
Let me
to
break this
come up
down,
with a total.
yeah, I'll break this down a little bit more. So, we're talking about 2 different projects here. The
Right.
first project, the total for that project is $485,000. We're gonna get a bill from Breathe Riley, who won that first, they won the bid for that first project. We're gonna get a bill from them for $485,000. Now, our second project, Milestone won that project, we're gonna get a invoice from Milestone for $1.3 million. So, you add those numbers up for those two projects, that's where that 1.7 million comes from. The two numbers total, which we're gonna have to pay that money. And once we pay that money, we're gonna get a reimbursement from NDOT for 50% back. And then at the end of the day, we would end up spending $892,500. So, we don't have to pay that now, but that's what we're gonna end up spending after we get our
Great.
reimbursements back. So,
You pay and
that's
then you
why-
wait for them to reimburse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, so technically, we gotta come up with, we gotta pay 1.7 million first, we get 50% back later. And we're in the, with the help of Lake County and the help of the city of Hobart, that's an extra 300,000 coming back to us as well. So at the end of the day, the city of Lake Station ends up spending $592,000 for about $2 million of road paving. But we have to come up with a big number first. up front.
Whenever that's very simple.
So,
If you said that, you give me that, this number was going wrong. 892, now I understand. 1.7. Okay, thanks. Just trying to set lines.
Any other questions?
Just so you know, there has not been a motion for a second.
I'm gonna
Just
make that motion.
discussion.
We got that one yet.
Right now on, Mr. Chairman? Make a
Councilman Long.
motion to approve ordinance 2025-14, that is for the NVH restricted money.
I second that.
Second that, any discussion?
Spend it wisely.
Thank you, Mr. Fair, for the explanation, and Ms. Samuels for the explanation as well.
Yep.
Mr. Dalton?
Yes.
Yep.
Roll call, Ms. Samuels.
Member Long,
Yes.
Member Williams,
Yes.
Member Sanders,
Yes.
Member Luna,
Yes.
Member Pedrosa.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-14, additional appropriation for NVH restricted fund.
Just ask if somebody wants to suspend the rules for a second reading.
Yeah, I'll
It's
make
the
a
same
motion.
thing. to
Public hearing.
advertise the next
Oh, it's
meeting.
not.
Public hearing, that's what I,
That's
Sorry.
already a public hearing.
we had a
The
public
public
hearing.
hearing was
For
for
Aurelio.
the Aurelio.
No, I thought even on this, before, on one of the meetings on this, I
No,
thought there was already a public hearing.
No.
Okay. Council comments. Councilman Long.
Yes, Mayor. Good to have you here tonight, brother. Everybody in the audience, thank you all for coming out tonight. We aren't, as a council, purposely trying to give anybody a rough way. But when our explanations are very vague and combining ordinances together, we don't even mention in the title, the NVH, only the police training. All we ask is to be separated so we can keep it straight. I talked to Adrian, he kind of set my mind at ease the other day, pertaining to the paving. The whole thing, with asking for more than we may need, they don't have to spend it, but, I've never known government not to spend money that's appropriate. I'm looking at you, Mr. Dalton, because you work with other cities and towns. Council approves it, they spend it. And if we don't have to, just being a little bit more, I mean, I understand that we're just the council, we're not part of the executive, we appropriate, you guys spend it as it needs to be done. We all have jobs away from the city, but we see the results and we appreciate the results. I see the guys out there working hard. Police, fire was, we're not trying to be difficult. And, just clarification and little communication is all we've asked for. And, it's great to, see the roads being paved. I've gotten a handful of calls from different people. Of course, you're gonna get a call from somebody that you didn't pave their street and they swear their street's worse than another street, so on. I says, we'll get to it, eventually. I've been asked numerous times about Old Holbrook Road. I've been asked about a couple of roads, and I said, that's a big project. All those roads you see paved, if we were tearing into Old Holbrook Road, none of these other roads would have gotten any asphalt. So, They have to understand that that's a major, major project to get done. The mayor didn't just close it because he doesn't like people in the trailer park. I mean, it's an unsafe road. I've driven up it many times, especially in the winter, it's a death trap. And the city's liable for that road, and it has to be done right when it's fixed. I was at Park, the fire department had a great, open house last weekend. The helicopters were there, I mean, everybody had, it looked like they had a good time there, the park was in good shape, the Lions Club was there. Had a booth up, trying to recruit some Lions Club members, we're always interested in new membership in our Lions Club. All the firemen were there, so it was a great turnout, and I was glad there was a lot of people come through there. You know, with the, budget meetings coming up, you know, to try to get, I let the newer council people kind of dictate, I'm not the president, it's nice when you have a budget hearing and you can work on 2 or 3, different departments, you know, maybe have the police, clerk, treasurer, the judge, or police and the fire, and go through it and understand it. That's the only way that we understand what you need, what you are asking for, whether it makes sense or not. So budget meetings, you know, talked to some of my friends that sit on a couple of boards with me in Lake County, and they've already began budget hearings. And, you know, they'll anticipate having 6, 7, 8, budget meetings. So, of course, they have more departments, they're bigger communities, so obviously their budget sessions take longer. But, you know, just understanding what we're approving is very important. We've got several, fairly new council people on here that, are really doing a good job, and they're asking a lot of questions, and that's what we are supposed to do as council people. Not to offend anybody, not to make people mad. You know, it's just part of our job, and thank you for coming out and listening to this. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Williams.
Thank you everyone for coming out, department heads, great reports tonight. Again, I wanna thank all the department heads, cause anytime I've ever called Johnny and Scott, can't appreciate you anymore. It feels good to know that, you know, we have you in our pockets, because, you know, some of the citizens, rightfully so sometimes, can get really upset really quick. So, again, I'm, like what Rick said, I think we're all thinking of what's going on downstate and what's going to affect us here. And it's coming, it's coming. So that's another thing that we have to think about as a council too, with the budget coming up, is with everything happening downstate, how they're cutting this, cutting that, we're in for a rude awakening. So that's another reason why, you know, more questions are being asked with, money and departments, and we have to look out for the citizens. So, thank you everyone for coming out. Looking forward to you coming into our city. We're super happy. And thank you for choosing Lake Station. Everybody have a good night.
Councilwoman Sanders.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you for coming out again. We're really excited to have you join the Lake Station City. And if there's anything that you need, please feel free to reach out to any of us. Department heads, thank you for the reports. This really helps a lot when we have something written when the residents are calling us. I think I've said that a lot, but it really does help us when we get those calls. Chief Pasika's great event last weekend. The helicopter was a really big hit. And I can't wait to see what next year brings with that event. I've heard a lot of great things from the people that attended, and hopefully it'll be even bigger and better. Not to say that it wasn't great, it was a great event, so thank you for putting that on. Chief Richardson, I do have a couple things for you, so if I can touch base with you after the meeting. And then the only other thing that I have that hasn't already been mentioned is Buffalo Wild Wings. The Lake Station Lions is having a give back night, so we would appreciate the support. It's October 1st from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And, the majority of that money does stay within our community, so, anytime that you can support the Lake Station Lions, we appreciate it. It's October 1st from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, in Portage.
And you don't need a coupon or anything, you say you're there to support the Lions.
That's all, thank you.
Mayor, can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Adrian, I wanna thank you for all the transparency that you've been doing, keeping us informed with St. Paul's, the pool situation. Greatly appreciate that, because when people start seeing all the different trucks out and about, they're calling, they're texting, or they're emailing, or what's going on, what happened. So it's nice when we actually have the answer right then and there, so thank you so much for transparency, appreciate it.
Councilman Petrosi.
I'm saving the best for last, that's why that happened, I'm sorry.
I don't even know how to take that now. That's so offensive.
Right,
All right. You know what, you know, still work.
He was right,
Relax,
that's right.
relax. You want to do it? Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you once again for putting your trust in our city and bringing your business here. To the department heads, I've reached out a bunch of times, and you guys have already always answered and gotten everything done. I appreciate it. Something Walter pointed on, I've called on you several times, especially during flooding on West Side, and you've always, no matter what time it was, either if you didn't get to the call because you were in the middle of something, you got right back to me. I want to thank you for that, because those people will continue to call all night long. So thank you, and thank you to you and Frank during this this rain storm that you guys, I know it was hard to keep up with it, but thank you guys so much. To Chief Richardson, I have called on you several times in the past couple weeks, and thank you so much for getting everything taken care of. And I do want to add something after the meeting as well, so I'll stand behind Councilwoman Sanders. This is kind of unconventional, but I also want to thank our President Pro Tem, because the communication that you have opened up to contact and keep everybody abreast of certain, even conversations that you have with the mayor and department heads yourself. I want to thank you, because that's been amazing as well, so I wanted to point that out. Mr. Dalton, thank you for coming out and answering some questions we may have. And I think that's, and nice to have you, Mayor.
Yep, it's great to be back, it's exciting.
All right, that's all I have.
Councilman Luna now.
All right, best for last.
You gotta keep saying that.
I thought that sounded good.
This is terrible.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna deal with it. Adrian, man, you've been doing great, sending us pictures of stuff messed up, you guys are fixing and all that. And, just shows the conversations do help that we have. I told you guys I could be the punching bag, and I'll come with you with all the questions. Chief Bergson, yourself called me about this meeting, or I called one of you, when you called me, whatever, to go over some of this. And like I told you, I'll talk to the council, but there'll be questions, because sometimes it's easier when you're face to face and you're explaining. Like I said, I'm looking at this number and like, okay, this isn't, but then I'm told the other thing by you guys, now I understand it. And so did most everybody here. So it wasn't a problem voting for it. But once we get to talk to you guys, then it makes a big difference. One thing I do have is off the subject, something Adrian can help on. 51 and Central and Union and Central, the S-curve, if you can somehow squeeze it in your schedules to get lines painted, because I've seen a couple almost nailed when people come in west to cross Union, and they're going right into the turning lane. And there's no lines, you can't see anything, and I know it's a pain in the butt, but I mean, even the people that make a right turn to get onto 51 from Central, I've see people just all going straight, you know. I know you did it before, but I think it's time to do it again. Yeah.
We got the money.
Freshly painted, Mr. Williams.
We got the money.
Freshly painted. It's freshly done, so it does take some time to.
Yeah, I'll go make a plan there because some of the
Oh, we have
people
public
drive on
speaker.
that side of the road.
My
She
turn.
just did it today. You want to drive on that side of the road?
I'm tired.
One more thing, I'd like to thank the, president for wearing pants tonight.
Don't, I'll explain later. Off the record, I'll explain. I know where you live, Fred. Sounds like I should. Okay, but yeah, see, don't do my train of thought. I'm gonna start all over now.
Oh, no.
As far as the trunk or treat, Chief Fazekas and, the city for the Halloween in the park, let us know Union Hall so we could donate something. I know at one time, different regime, we used to help out a lot, and then politics. Yeah, and I know we do a lot of stuff at the shop with the cop, and then some stuff at the fire station, we set at the table and all that. But yeah, for something you may need for that, we're more than happy to help out. I know they did the school thing at the park, gave a bunch of stuff out to kids. And we do our own, backpacks for kids for back to school from the union, but we do the park all the time. So, just let me know. So, good meeting, I think that's one of the best meetings we've had in a while. Glad the mayor's here, so I could sit here. And, we didn't know we were in the same state at the same, week difference, so we didn't bump into each other. So, but thanks for coming out, and thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you for coming in, welcome. It's been a process, but you're here, it's done, so we're excited. I want to thank the backbone of our city, which is everybody who spoke tonight. Without them,
Dwayne has a.
oh, I'm sorry.
I was making it, trying to say.
No, go ahead, Dwayne, please speak.
There's something that's very important, and I forgot to mention. The city street department has a worker in Daniel cancer. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He's been out for a while now. We're gonna have a benefit for him at the American Legion on September 14th, starting at 2 p.m. He's a single parent of 3 girls, and I can't imagine his outlook.
Yeah.
With only, not knowing what's gonna happen with the kids. There's no family. So, I've been donating some money for him. I just can't handle that. So I just wanted to share that, please, if you can come out on September 14th at 2 p.m. American Legion, we're here and support, that would be great. And I'm sorry.
Does anybody else have anything to say before I say my final comments? Okay, once again, I'd like to thank the backbone of our city, which is our department heads, our chiefs. Without you guys, none of this would matter. Because we can sit up here all day long and ask questions and all that, which is great, we need to be informed, absolutely. But the telephone does work both ways. Councilman Luna has done a great job in reaching out and communicating, and it's something that we have talked about. We had a meeting about it, and Councilman Luna and whoever else would like to join, the more the merrier. If you guys have questions, please let us know. The agenda goes out on Mondays, is that correct, Ms. Samuels?
Correct.
There's quite a few days before, there's 4 days before the council meeting. So if there's questions, and Adrian reaches out, so sometimes Mr. Deppie reaches out, Mr. Capricino, Attorney Capricino reaches out. I'm in my office, and it's a team effort. So let's all work together instead of against each other. And once again, thank you to the backbone of the city who's out there at all times, all hours of the night, doing their best to make sure that the services and everything are say excellent, considering our budget and what we have to work with. You can really tell that our department heads and our chiefs care, and that is what is important to run a city. So, thank you all very much. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second.